Welcome to my channel Daily Bulletin News. As Stefan vows he'll never stop loving her, Gabi enlists EJ to exact her revenge. In Abigail's room at the mansion, she tries to convince Chad to return to the Horton house for the kids. He agrees to move out, but he doesn't like her staying because his family is Mets. She assures him she'll be fine, but mostly she doesn't want to jerk the kids around. Chad admits he did that enough already by moving them in with her cousin Stephanie before he was ready. Stephanie dances in her apartment alone when Jada stops by. Jada presents Stephanie with an urn containing Everett's ashes. Stephanie assures her she'll take care of it, and asks how she's doing. Jada tells her about Brady turning himself in, but something's not sitting right with her. She usually gets to hash these things out with Rafe, but now she's alone in his home, trying to do his job. If Everett hadn't wanted her, none of this would have happened to him. Stephanie assures her it's not her fault. I guess, Jada weakly says. She worries that the longer Rafe doesn't wake up, the worse his chances of recovery are. At Connie's apartment, Melinda struggles to free herself from her restraints. She flashes back to Connie pouring her the drugged tea, while declaring that Gil didn't stab Lai. Melinda realizes Connie killed Lai and re-ups her efforts to try and free herself. In the Dimera foyer, Gabi considers Connie's suggestion that she sleep with someone to get back at Stefan. She texts Connie to do her a favor. Outside the pub, Ava tells Connie the last time she saw Melinda, she was on her way to fire her for lying about her resume. Connie suggests she not spread gossip. Ava assures her she's not concerned enough to talk about her. Connie gets Gabi's text and saunters away. In the Dimera living room, EJ tells Stefan that any enemy of Ava is a friend of his, including Gabi. She saunters in. Gabi tells Stefan she filled in Abigail about him taking advantage of her while her alter was in control. As Stefan fumes, he gets called away because the fire alarm went off at the bistro. Connie texts Gabi from the square as a fire alarm sounds. Mission accomplished. Later, at the mansion, Gabi hangs up with the hospital and relays to EJ that there's no change with Rafe. I wish I could say I'm sorry, but EJ callously says. Gabi knows they only have their hatred for Ava in common, but he doesn't need to be a jerk about her comatose brother. He reminds her she destroyed his marriage. She counters he sent her to prison for a crime she didn't commit. He fires back that he only became DA because she unseated him as CEO of Dimera. She somberly says that only happened because Stefan convinced her they could run this town, the whole world. But they all know how that turned out. More. Cherry Jimenez opens up about her leading man. After Stefan deals with the false alarm at the bistro, he runs into Ava in the square. He wonders who would pull the alarm like a middle schooler trying to get out of an algebra test. Since Gabi was with Stefan at the time, Ava suggests it was her assistant. Connie would do anything for Gabi, even fake her resume so she could work with her. Ava recounts how Melinda was going to fire her, but when she ran into Connie just now, she had no idea what she was talking about. Plus, Kristen said Melinda just quit Dimera. She thinks it's all a little bit weird. Stefan agrees, but Eva can't worry too much about it because she's out of a job. He'd hire her back at the bistro, but Gabi would never forgive him. When Connie returns to Melinda, Melinda wonders if Connie was actually the one who stabbed Lai. Connie becomes outraged. To calm her, Melinda calls getting away with the crime an accomplishment, like in the true crime podcasts she enjoys. Softening, Connie thanks her, pointing out it's not the first time she's gotten away with something. She killed Everett and stabbed Rafe, too. More. 20 things Day's new writers need to change. Jada passes Leo on her way out of Stephanie's apartment. Leo wrote up his bio for Stephanie's press release about body and soul. Stephanie scoffs at his professional exaggerations, pointing out the fans don't care about any of that. They just want to be entertained. He at least wants her to use the part about him saving the world from doom and destruction. Cringing, Leo spots the urn. He asks what Stephanie's going to do with Everett's ashes. She imagines she'll have a service, but she doesn't know who'd even want to be there since he didn't know anyone in Salem. What about his friend Connie? Leo asks. He saw her come out of Everett's room at the Salem Inn. Stephanie will reach out to see. At the hospital, Jada sits by Ref's side, urging him to come back to them. Meanwhile, Ava leaves a message for Melinda to call her back about Connie. When Connie sees that Ava has called Melinda, she says she might be a problem.